Should I just go straight ahead, Professor Kulkarni?
Yeah, otherwise I'll make a bit of an introduction. Welcome everybody to the next talk in our AME Connects series. And today's talk is going to be presented by Yerim Lieb, who is a student in mechanical engineering and also the president of ASME. So with that, Yerim, please go ahead.
Alright, so actually it says that I am disabled from being able to share the screen because I'm a participant.
Okay, so let's see. Technical question. How do I give you permission? I'll just make you a co-host. Will that work?
That
Yeah,
should be fine.
that should work.
Okay. Okay, I just made you a co-host.
There you go.
Thank you.
That must mean I've been on too many Zoom calls if I know how to do that.
That's good. Thank you, Bob.
I have two more Zooms today.
Okay.
Everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Great. So I'm Yerim Lee. I'm a third-year mechanical engineering student. I'm actually the vice president of ASME. Our fearless leader is unfortunately stuck in lab right now, but here we are. But it is my pleasure. So ASME is a national organization and is a global organization. So it is super cool. ASME stands for American Society of Mechanical Engineers. So it just brings a really great community amongst people, not only in Northwestern, but across the country and across the world. It's a really great organization that I support because they are a nonprofit, and it's a great way for mechanical engineers, especially younger ones, such as myself, to really be able to connect with older and more experienced professionals in this field. And it's really amazing that there are over 100,000 members in over 140 countries. I think it's very easy for us to get really stuck in thinking about just mechanical engineering in the U.S. So I think it's really great when we are able to read and stories and perspectives from other engineers around the world. This organization is really great because it helps further career and develop skills. With a membership with ASME, they do offer a separate type of career portal. They have sometimes workshops, which is super great. And they have a lot of educational and professional presence and resources that are really helpful, which I'll get to later in the presentation. So here is our lovely exec board. Alejandra is actually our president. She is actually a second year, and she just became president after being co-president for the last two terms or last two quarters. So that's really exciting. I am vice president. I've had this position for 2 years. Ben is our treasurer. He is a fourth year mechanical engineering student. Paula is our secretary. She is a third year. And Trisha is our recruitment chair. So she is also a third year mechanical engineering. So that is super great. We love our ASME exec team. So we want to divide ASME into three main parts. We like to think of ASME to have a really strong foundation in professional development, as well as skill development and projects. We think those are very three core areas where we really try to put a lot of our effort and ideas into. So for professional development, I'm a bit biased because this is one of my favorite branches. This provides a really great resource for mechanical engineers and even other people in general to just have this one more resource to work on their professional development. We do really cool workshops where we work on resumes and we work on cover letters and showing them kind of examples and something that's more fine-tuned to the engineering experience. We also try to do networking events, something that I think is really great. As a community, we do try to keep each other in the loop. We're not trying to be competitive and hold information off from one another about any recruits or job openings at previous companies that someone may have worked for. It's a really nice community where we feel confident and comfortable with one another, that we just really want to see each other really strive and succeed. We also plan on doing a guest speaker series, which will be very interesting. Maybe we'll have professionals from the outside, but from the industry, but also professors and their research, and just getting really good, a wide range of experiences. So it really inspires the younger students, because there is so much more out there than we probably are aware of, and it's great to hear everyone's story. I also like that we have a very big social media presence, in terms of, we like to do LinkedIn workshops, helping kids set up their LinkedIn accounts. We sometimes do a LinkedIn profile photo day where people can dress up and we will take a LinkedIn photo for them. Our previous president, he had a website that he made by himself that was truly all about him and his achievements and whatever projects he's worked on. And it's just a great little link that he could add to his resume. So little things like that is something that is really useful for younger students, just to know that they have a variety of ways to go, but there is always someone there from ASME to help. And just personally for me, I have parents who immigrated here and they both work in the grocery store industry. So I definitely felt so lost trying to find internships and even going into the engineering route. So it was really ASME that helped save me. It really was ASME that helped me through my first first career fair, helped me get through my first round of internships, and be able to even find a 9-month co-op that was willing to sign me on as a sophomore. So it was really great. I'm so thankful for this club, and I definitely want to pass that on to other students as well. So then another aspect that is super, super cool for ASME is that we work on skill development workshops. So as most engineering or most Northwestern students are, a lot of our underclassmen are really eager to start learning about CAD or work on computer programming. And although that is later on in the curriculum, they're just so eager to get a head start of compared to their classmates, that a lot of them are voiced that they were actually interested in learning these things ahead of time. So as a result, we decided to create this whole new branch of skill development, where we're able to host different sessions about how to start doing CAD design, how you can start learning Python, different resources that we've used as upperclassmen. That was really helpful in learning these skills. And it just is a little bit more comforting when it's a group of people that you're pretty comfortable with. So when we have mistakes, someone can kind of help you. We have exec team who volunteered to lead these workshops and be able to teach something that they were really passionate about, really more well versed in, and something that they would really love to share with other members of the club. So I think that's really great. It's all student led. And finally is projects. So I think of something really cool about ASME is, like I said earlier, it involves a lot of younger engineers starting their discovery for a career in engineering. And I know a lot of underclassmen especially can feel super overwhelmed, especially during this pandemic, about how am I supposed to get an internship when I don't have an internship? And there's so many other stressors for them that I think is not really talked about amongst the freshman and sophomore class. So I like to always remind people and remind my little kids that you don't need an internship to fill up that resume. You can have so many cool projects. You can work on being trained or get certificates online. You can work on doing little skills and then adding that to your resume. Like there's so much more that they can think of beyond like, oh, I don't have an internship, I'm never gonna grow in my career. So we actually have really two really exciting projects right now. We are working on a model of the maglev train which is being led by our president Alejandra, and it's this really cool idea where they're trying to either 3D print or do a simulation of a maglev train working with magnetism to reduce the friction, which is the point of the maglev train. And our second project is an underwater ROV. So that is being led by our exec member, Paola. And this is really cool, like underwater camera to help with further deep sea research. And these were two project ideas that were voted the most out of our ASME feedback. So people are able to each join these teams and work on weekly projects or weekly parts of each project, and it's completely volunteer based. So it's really just students being really interested in having just another place where they can either practice design or they can practice like fail analysis or even 3D printing. Once we have once we have more flexibility with that later on. But these exciting projects are super cool to me because it just invites everybody to just really work on something, so it makes them a little less stressed about if they don't have an internship lined up or anything like that. Like they can still write about all the cool things they worked on these projects, which is always makes me feel better because I can always see it on their faces when we work on a project together, and I'm like, I remind them like, oh, you can write that you worked on this aspect of the project. Like, don't forget that. You can add it to your resume. And then I can see them have a little sign of relief because I know they're so pressured and so stressed all the time. But we're just constantly reminding them that this is fun. You get to do will help you later on. Like, it's okay to just enjoy the moment. We really try to focus for ASME just to have that flexibility and be able to offer our resources to help students who really are passionate about projects. So last quarter, actually, one of our members, also a third-year mechanical engineering student, he reached out to our presidents and the exec team, asking if he could start his own project to be able to, that he was inspired by from one of his classroom courses. So our presidents were glad to help facilitate that. They let him do his own thing, but also check in if he had any questions that he needed help on. And it was really great. It was really great to see him actually be really excited about something, not only continuing something from the classroom, but also just feeling inspired enough that he wanted to lead a project and keep us in the loop about it, which was super great. We do remind our members that if they also have something like that, we are gladly excited to hear what they're passionate about, what they want to accomplish from it. And it's really great to see students be a little bit more inspired when they think about working on a project or building their resume. It's really fun. So this is actually a past project. So this was led by our previous president from the last year, who had now graduated, and he created this hovercraft using as much 3D printing as possible. So he designed this, and it was part of the I Am 3D competition for National ASME. They do have competitions for their different branches, but the thing that's really cool about this one is that even though he didn't actually sign up for the competition, he actually just did it for fun. He followed the guidelines and he just thought it was a good it was already like the rules were pretty simple. It was a good way to keep him constrained, and he just did it on his own, which is super great because it was always so much fun having him run up to us and saying like, I got this done in my project, and we would all cheer very excessively just because it is truly really cool about what he was able to do and what we were able to see in our president, and be really passionate and working really hard on a project. So that was always super cool. So obviously, he did a lot of the design, manufacturing, and electronics on his own. Unfortunately, this started to kind of all come together at the start of the pandemic. So testing was a bit cut short, but we did see it like hover around the ground a little bit in Florida, which was really exciting. And I just think those are the moments I'm looking forward to when we open back on campus. And then as a club with fresh new members, like we are able to build community that way too. So that seems really exciting. And if you see here, this is actually our previous president that I was just talking about, and that's me. But this was clearly pre-pandemic career fair mode, as you can see with all of these students all around us, crazy. But the thing that we really like is that we like to say that ASME makes a really big difference. So through the workshops that we lead and through just advice and stories and our own experiences and sharing that throughout to our other members, it's really great to see us make a difference, sometimes inspire kids. Like Noah was a really all-star Mechie student who finished college early. He even did study abroad, pre-pandemic. Super fun, awesome friend of mine. I'm able to share my co-op experience doing a BSMS 4 years, and there's so many other people on our club that do so many amazing things that it's so amazing just to hear their stories, and each and every one of them reminding our other members, like, don't be too scared by it, because this is something that's super cool and you can definitely do it too. So it's always great to see them trying to expand their mind from just, I need to get a 4.0 in all my classes. It's really great to see them try to plan out and really enjoy their college experience too. And if it wasn't obvious enough, I really do love the community at ASME. This is, again, a photo of one of our hangouts before the pandemic. We all got ramen together. It was super cute. And we all are super close friends. We love just talking about not just classes, but also like just our daily lives, which I think is really refreshing, especially with kids you meet in your classes. But we like to describe it as like what the PA groups were intended to be. Just a little punchette. PA groups and Wildcat Wellness are welcome, but it's really great because I think there's a good variety of us being very comfortable with one another. Even through exec, we always try to get the other members just to talk with us and just really be able to relax and really see us as mentors. And something that our previous president really enforced or really wanted to remind us is that ASME is a very flexible club in terms of time commitment. And what he meant by that is that us as engineers definitely understand the large amount of time that classes and other things that come up can be, and we don't want this to be another stressor on their list. If anything, all of our kind of goals and resources are pointed towards helping them feel more confident, helping them feel more comfortable, and know that they're not alone, and that we definitely all understand firsthand how difficult and how time consuming the Mechie curriculum can be. But so we always try to remind our members, like, don't be scared to try this club, just try it out. And then we will be understanding. We're not going to yell at you if you miss a meeting. Just like do but you will get what you put in, is essentially what we're saying. And it's great to see the turnout has been really great this year, even over Zoom. And it makes me really happy to see all these kids being really invested in this club like I was. And of course, we do bonding events. We actually just did Scriblio a few weeks ago. But I'm also looking forward to hopefully one day being able to be really safe and bond again and have little outings like this. So the general schedule of our club and our general organization is that we have a general meeting with all of our members, all of the exec team, once per week. We're either hold skill workshops, so maybe one meeting will be like, okay, today is Python night. Everyone make sure you follow these instructions to download Python, and then one of our exec members will just lead us through a few exercises or a few introductory lessons. And then sometimes we have professional development where students will either show their resumes, show their cover letters, kind of show them an example of what it is. Maybe they'll show them their LinkedIn profile. Right before scheduling started, we actually got the exec members to create a really detailed photo of all their classes that they took so far and what they're planning to take for their final year. And that was really great. I could see a lot of freshmen and sophomore being pretty wowed by the amount of workload that I think a lot of our exec members do, but we are all standing, all here and fine. So clearly we're doing something that's all right. And then for our project meetings, if you decide to join a project, you meet just once a week, and then you kind of go over with your group what each person has done, what each person can do for next week, and they're just slowly making progress on their projects based on their project managers. And of course, social events, which is always fun and always something I'm looking forward to when everything is calmed down and situations are good. And so I like to think of it that we get to just that students really have a variety in our club and that they really can pick and choose what they're interested in. We don't want them stuck being in something that they are not passionate about, not having fun in. So it's definitely something that we take pride in, especially because so many people are very interested and happy in whatever subsection they participate in. So why I knew ASME is there's a lot of leadership and exec board opportunities. We're actually hosting elections in the spring, but also if anyone wants to lead something, a new member actually, she came up to me and was saying how she had a role in another club that involves career development and finding professionals and career fairs and having an outlet for that, and that she would be interested in making a leadership position similar to that. So we are currently trying to discuss that as an exec team, but that was so cool to see someone just step up and offer what they have for our club for once, or like for a change. So that's really cool. It's also great to learn about industry and applications of engineering, especially as everyone dreads the question of what do you want to do with this degree, and then you have to nervously say I'm not sure, or just make something up. But they all learn in time, and I think it's also super great to have like skills that are transferable outside the classroom. As much as we love all of your classes, it's just great to know that that was a great launching point for all of us to just further practice all of those things that we've learned. And it really does become a great tool for us to be like, okay, well, if you guys took this class and you guys started this, maybe we can continue on further with another project. I love that we are able to network with professionals and even network with just other engineering students in Northwestern, because it can definitely be daunting, especially online when you don't have friends in your class and everyone's just a little black box on Zoom, and it's very daunting when you need to do when you just want to talk with other people. But networking has been really great through ASME, and we like to say that we stand out through ASME. Not that we're just a resume booster, but also the individuals I see come through ASME, especially through this past year and during the pandemic, it's really great. Like they are still smiling, they still crack jokes, they still talk about what they're super interested in terms of engineering. And I think that's just super, super refreshing, because I know day to day, a lot of engineers, as myself perhaps, can get lost in all the workload, get lost in all the homework and exams, but seeing them really just stand out and still smile through whatever they're going through and talk about very excitedly about, oh, I've been looking forward to ASME this week, it really warms my heart, truly. So that's totally my whole presentation for ASME. We do have a group me in case people want it later on, but yes, that's my presentation.
Thank you.
I want to make a comment. I can connect you with that ROV to people at the shed. So you can literally test it. They also have a research vessel based in Florida that does a lot of research in the Bahamas, and they could literally use the ROV there.
That's so cool. Yeah, we would definitely love to. I could definitely, I'm so excited to tell our project head, she's so invested in this project that is super, super cool.
All right. You can get my information. I'm the chair of the advisory board for ME.
And we'll make sure she has information and vice versa.
And when you send me something, I will forward it to the person in charge of that research vessel at the shed, who can also help you if you want to test your prototype in their oceanarium.
That is very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So before we continue with our Q&A, this time I want to do the raffle a little differently. So please pick a number between 50 and 100 and send it over to me on a chat. And then I will release the number that I'm holding in my hand, and whoever comes closest to it will be the winner. So
Do you want to send you privately? I already saw Bob's number.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't care if everybody sees my number.
Oh, between 50 and 100. Yeah.
Or I guess my number is up. What can I say?
So while that's going on, thank you for the good presentation. Any other questions?
I raised my hand,
Yeah,
Manaha,
sure.
so I guess I can ask the questions. This is Wei Chen, currently the chair of the department. So thanks for presenting many information about your society here. ASME, in my view, should be organization that every student in ME should join. But on the other hand, I feel it may be such a high expectation, right? And oftentimes I found students reluctant to join professional society. Can you share with me what's the number of students we currently have in this organization in ME? Do you have any rough idea? And what is kind of unique pitch you would have, when we have many organizations, right, in this department? We're featuring 8 of them this year. How do you, kind of uniquely position yourself different from the many other societies, the student organization here?
Yeah, for sure. Our club is roughly about, I would say, 20 students right now, including exec team. So it's still quite small, still quite nice to have a small community. But something that I would say to say how we stand out as a club is really our club dynamic, and what I said about us being flexible and understanding of the demands that a mechanical engineering student at Northwestern has to go through. We have exec members in actually several of the clubs that are going to be presented later today, and not to shade any of them, but of course they talk about like, oh, I have to go to this project for this club, and I'm so sorry I can't make it to game night, which is totally understandable and totally great. And totally fine, because that's why we have structures like this. However, it does make it sound like they are very more reluctant to leave ASME for another commitment, and that's something that I try to take into strong consideration. I never want anyone to be like, oh, I have to go to ASME today. It's definitely so flexible, and we try to be super inviting, super upbeat, trying to make really a little break in the regular grind of the mechanical engineering lifestyle, just to be fun, just to be excited, and just to be really have a restart point for the week. So I like to think of it like that.
One suggestion I would make, I don't know whether it can make it more attractive, is that SME, you can sponsor some trips to the every year there's an annual SME conference, right? That it also allow you to get connected with the other organization in the ASME. There's a lot of students group will go there. There's a competition, research poster competition. So every year there's an annual ASME Congress meeting that's usually in November. I would encourage you to think about organizing students to go there, so if you need any support or any matching funds for attending such conference, let us know, let department know, and we'll try to provide support that's needed.
That is super awesome. Thank you.
So before, again, continuing on with the Q&A, good discussions, here is the magic number, 79. That's the year I came to America. So now I know Hillary is still here, I think. Yeah. So if you know your closest, you can just speak up, and then we can announce the winner right now, or we can do it later.
I was actually 79. So.
Oh, okay. So there is one winner. Can't get any closer than that. Anybody else?
I see someone was 75. That Alex?
That's Alex, and then Nathan Rockefeller was 83.
I chose 81.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay,
81.
I just sent it directly.
So going once,
Okay.
Going once, Oliver's 81. Going twice, sold. So now we have the two winners, and Hillary will get in touch with you both. Thank you. So as far as the questions, Nick, you had a question?
Yeah, I was curious about how your organization interacts with the national branch. Is there like an application that you have to put in every year that says we're still here? And do they invite you to like executive conferences where you can meet all the other executives from the other school? And what kind of benefits come from that relationship?
Yeah, so for our club, actually, because before this year, we actually had about 6, 7 members. So it was quite small, and most of them was exec. So we are working as to build relationships and get funding to provide students with to cover the membership fee. I understand that not every student is in the same situation or in the same boat and can afford the $25 for the annual membership, but our financial chair is looking into that, trying to make funds for other students, making it really more accessible for everyone else. But I've personally been a member with, or signed up with like an official member of the National ASME organization. And I actually signed up with really cool programs, not to mention their like ASME network job portal, but also I signed up for a mentor, and then they made me take out this kind of like fun little survey about what I'm looking for in a mentor and who I would like to talk to. And I'm still waiting to get paired up, but something I'm super excited in. I love getting their weekly emails. It's just kind of keeping me in touch. And we actually really do love the conferences. Of course, due to COVID and us being such a small club before, we are still looking into getting funding for that. But to be able to go, but that was a dream for us last year for the March conference. But then obviously COVID hit and we didn't have the funding anyway, so we just kind of agreed that once we kind of return to normal life, that is definitely a priority of ours.
Nilesh, you had a question?
Yeah. So, hi, Erin. You were in my class. I remember that. So, one question I had was, how do you guys choose your projects?
Yeah, that's also super great. Us as an exec team, we do try to come up and brainstorm ideas and then present them at a meeting when we're at a good point to just restart projects. But also we send out emails and messages to our other members, asking them to, if they have any project ideas, just email or message one of us. We are glad to look over it. And then at the very end, when we have when we have all of our feedback and all of our emails together, then we usually do a poll. And then whichever ones have the most student interest, we just try to focus on that. And we try to do the number of projects as there are project leaders. So that's just kind of how we divide the work.
Nick, you have a question?
Oh, already asked. Thanks.
Okay. Erin, you want to introduce your new member?
Yes, this is our fearless mascot of Northwestern ASME. His name is Winston Lee. He is 8 months old and he participates in every meeting. He is the foundation of our club, actually. And if you're a member, you get to see him on a weekly basis. So that is also a great incentive.
Yeah, I remember him from the class.
Me too. Very good. I have one question. So as you build these projects, these will be great show and tell pieces. Where are you keeping them and how are you passing them on?
Yeah, so we actually have a locker in Ford where we kind of keep most of our project work and ideas. But I remember for the career fair, we brought in the Hovercraft or whatever was done at that point, and we were like, oh, if we get a little table, we can have it spin around and show other students like we made this. So that was really cool. I'm really excited for the maglev train if they do end up doing something more of a physical result rather than just a simulation. It'd be really cool to see them use that in other club events, other videos that we can put on our website and stuff like that.
Okay.
But Yeah, I would love if we have a good amount of projects and resources to be able to maybe show that somewhere in the mechanical engineering department.
Like Professor Chen said, if there are some resources you need, just come talk to us, and we'll help you with the resources, and also help you get the word out or publicity.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I have a couple of comments, Manaher?
Sure. Go ahead.
Jen, and then
Yeah.
Alex I saw also has a question. Jen first, yeah.
Oh, whoever first, it's okay. Yaron, I just received the advertisement PPTs from Trisha, already posted to our class. Hope you, but I'm going to make an announcement to that. But I do have a suggestion for you guys. Professor Chen just mentioned ASME should be our major organization. How to drive everybody to be willing to join your team. I see that in your PPT. You may want to mention this. This is the largest organization, one of the largest professional organization. I think chemistry is the biggest, and this one's next to that. So you may want to emphasize to people, this is the largest professional organization. You got a big opportunity for network, things like that. This is one thing. I remember that usually our club is very closely related to the local professional club in Skokie Valley. I don't know if you guys are in touch with those guys or not.
We are not currently.
Oh, I think in a way we may need to link our student to Skokie Valley.
Yes, yeah, I think we'll find a way to, but I feel the SME's local chapter also, it depends on who is running the local chapter, right? Sometimes they're more active, sometimes they're less active. So I think it's always an issue about the connection between all these different layers of organization.
The other thing is ASME always organize students competitions.
Yes,
instead of doing our own project, you may choose to participate in their competition and bring back some exciting national size award. Yeah, and that would be really something highly valuable to not only to the members, also to the department as well.
That's, I think the SME Congress every year has some posting. They have do a post, right?
Yeah,
but sometimes it may be too late, when they post certain things, so student won't be able to work on that. So I think faculty, if we know there's such competition, we should always bring to their attention to the, all those competition needs time to prepare.
But some of the competition, they do not want us to create some new things, but just take a record or organize our own activities, to monitor our own progress, our own activities, our own involvement in departmental or university daily lives. Those all counts. Yeah. So yeah, you watch out. Go to ASME website. And
yeah, I think what Professor Wang leads to is that because it's a professional society, so it's more organized in giving out awards to people, right? If you do, if you're active with the chapter, you should be nominated for those awards that they have like most active, chapter or session. So there's a lot of opportunity associated with being recognized, by the society, that it will do good for members from the long run, right? If you continue to become a member, your membership term also count starting from when you're a student member, right? So there's certain things you will be eligible once you have certain years of membership. Yes. So those are the attractions I think that you can use for attracting more members.
Yeah, I think the organization, in terms of ASME organization, goes with Skokie Valley. And then I think we belong to Region 6.
Region 6.
Region 6. You may want to go check for that kind of network, what do we call, connection hubs. And
maybe Manaha as the advisor can help to, make that kind of connection. Yeah, we will let Alex ask his question before it's too late. Yeah,
Sure.
we're getting the Alex.
I'm
do you have
done.
a
I'm done.
quick question? Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for that
Comment?
presentation. This is more of just a comment. Nick Marchuk and I are the advisors for the Robotics Club, and within there's a group that works on underwater autonomous vehicles. And so I don't know if that's a resource that you'd like to tap into, but there's already a group that has started developing that, and something that we could certainly partner with if that's something of interest. So I just wanted to share that with the group as well. And you can find more about it. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, that's super cool. I love that. I know now the MagLab train group is going to be jealous of all the ROV resources. It's fine.
Are there any other student member here like to add some more comments about your activity? Thanks a lot, Yerin, for the presentation. I just want to give other member opportunity also to speak in this event.
I just want to thank you for a great presentation. I learned a lot in this, and I would like to get a link to the group me if possible. I will send an email in case, but I would like to get connected.
Great.
That's awesome. I will definitely try to keep in touch.
Okay, so I think maybe it's time to close our meeting. So thanks, Yoram, again for excellent presentation. Good discussions, everyone. And we'll see you at the next meeting. That's about DFA. So,
Yeah,
all right.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So hi, Hillary.
Hey.
Hey there.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I just realized somebody had IM'd me and I didn't catch it, so I was trying to write back quick.
Sure, no problem, no problem. Let me turn off the recording here.
Sure.